Hey Juventini, welcome back to the channel. Let's kick things off right this week on this Monday with some big Juventus news, all right? And today we're going to talk about Artur and the potential of moving him this summer. Is Juve going to be able to sell him? Szczesny, is he going to be around for his final contract year with Juventus? And then, of course, the press conference by Max Allegri ahead of the Derby della Mola taking place tomorrow. We've got the player statuses and the projected lineup, so let's rock. Alright, Juventini, friendly reminder, if you enjoyed the content, to please like the video and, of course, subscribe to the channel. Now, let's kick things off with the news. Of course, we're going to have big news in terms of the big three for Juventus and their statuses going into tomorrow's match. But first, let's get some Mercato rumblings out of the way. And Artur, we know that Artur has been a difficult move for Juventus when they made that switch, and that saw Pjanic heading to Barcelona, Artur coming in. He stands us a lot on the books. He hasn't been happy at Juventus, and the two have wanted to part ways. It's just hard to find something permanent. It's been reported very early on, since he moved over to Liverpool, that they would not be making this a permanent move. Now we are getting reports that there are two Brazilian clubs interested in the player, and that is Palmeiras and Grêmio. Fingers crossed Juventus can find a move that is permanent. It is going to be difficult based on what he stands us on the books. However, we have to hope, because the relationship is done. There is no hope for Artur at Juventus. The two sides don't want any part of each other, so we have to hope that this works out. But the latest rumblings are two Brazilian clubs have interest. Szczesny, we know Szczesny's going into his final contract year next year, and there was potential talks about maybe moving him. We know that we have Perin locked down for another 2 years in his contract, but Szczesny, it's being reported today, his intentions are to remain at Juventus to see his contract out, all right? So as of right now, no moves for Szczesny. Now, of course, we got to get to the Derby della Mola taking place tomorrow. This is going to be a big one. They're all big for Juventus now, especially heading into March. April is an absolutely deadly month as far as our schedule goes, so March is going to be crucial, all right? So tomorrow, Derby della Mola, Max starts talking about it, and he says from here on out, we're playing every 3 days. Players have to be ready and sharp and focused, all right? Talking about the big three, this is the first time this season, all right, going into February 28th, that Max Allegri will have Pogba, Chiesa, and Di Maria all on the squad list, all right? But in the press conference, he says Chiesa will not start just because he hasn't been in the matches for a little bit now, and he doesn't want to overdo it. He's going to probably come off the bench. As far as Pogba goes, Pogba is on the squad list tomorrow for the Derby della Mola, all right? Now, is he going to be playing? Max said we will see if he can see some minutes. He says if there is a need, he will play, all right? So there's Max's words on Paul Pogba. In terms of Bonucci, and is he going to be starting? Max's words were, tomorrow he will sit next to me. So no start for Bonucci, but Max did have positive things to say about Bonucci, saying he is Juve's captain and he is important and he is regaining confidence even in these small cameos, all right? I'm thinking more confidence in terms of his body and the physical side of things and being able to take on more minutes, all right? Max continues on that tomorrow is going to be a tough game. Juric's teams like to attack and press, and we have to be ready. He talks about the small goals for Juventus, like the first one, reaching Bologna. However, it's not so small and tiny as far as the goals go, because he still does talk in the press conference about what they need to do, which is advance past the Coppa Italia semifinals against Inter and make minimum round of 8 in Europa League, all right? So they still have eyes on bigger overall goals, all right? No matter what he's talking about. And it's funny that he still couldn't get out of it, even though he wanted to and he tried to, saying that the first small goal just reached Bologna, but not. They're looking still big picture, all right? Make no mistake about it. And another reason we have to win this Derby della Mola tomorrow is In FIFA 23, they released a showdown card. It is a Locatelli 87 rated card. And of course, if we get the job done tomorrow, which we will, that card becomes a 90 rated card for Locatelli. Get over on FIFA. If you're FIFA players out there, fill out that SBC. Great card, and it's going to get even better after the victory. All right, now, projected lineups. This is what we're going to have for projected lineups. You're going to have Szczesny, Danilo, Bremer, Sandro, De Sciglio, Fagioli, Paredes, Rabiot, Kostic, Di Maria, and Vlahovic. That is your projected starting 11 in the derby. Now, for me, without Locatelli, I see Locatelli as the glue that holds that midfield together. Whatnot, Paredes, eyes are going to be on Paredes because he has to have a good showing, and usually these derbies, they require a lot of heart and grinta, and he hasn't showed that for this Juve side. So I hope that changes tomorrow and he could put in an inspired effort. As far as De Sciglio goes, to be honest, from De Sciglio and Cuadrado, I think it's pretty close, and there isn't a big separation for either heading into this game. So it is what it is. Who else are you going to play in that position? We've seen Sule there, and it's not that great. Sule is a replacement in the Di Maria role in this thing. So it is what it is. I like that lineup. I think Juve's going to get the job done, but you know the drill, Juventini. That wraps up your news video today. Drop your comments on how you feel going into this one, and do not forget, we're live tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, getting you hyped up for this game, all right? Till then, fino alla fine, forza Juve, ciao tutti.